So for higher oxidation state, you change it to IC. So it becomes ferric. And for lower oxidation state, you change it to what? OUS. So therefore, this one becomes ferrous. Okay? So let's see. That is only for family B metals. For family A, use the English name. So for example here, you have metal combined with non-metal. First, you have to balance, no? Before you can write the correct formula. It's not 0, so you need 2 for chloride to make it 0. Now you can write the formula. This one becomes the subscript, so you have FeCl2. Okay? Now since the metal belongs to family B, so there are 2 ways of naming. Okay? So in the IUPAC system, this is iron 2 chloride. Okay? In the common method of naming, this is what? Ferrous chloride. Okay?
Saan yan nakalagay?
Ganyan siya. Okay? Now supposing you are given the formula. I mean the name. How do you convert that to formula? So for example, ferric oxide, okay, copper 2 chloride. Okay? So here, this is a common name. This is the IUPAC name. So ferric means Fe is plus 3. Okay? Oxide is negative 2. So you see, it is not balanced. So to balance this, you have to place 2 here and 3 here, so that they will become 0. Okay? So therefore, we expect the formula of this one to be Fe2O3. That's the ferric oxide. Okay? Now for copper 2 means Cu plus 2. Chloride is negative 1. Again, it is not balanced. So you have to place 2 before chloride to make it 0. So we expect the formula for this one to be CuCl. Okay? Ganun siya, okay? So, the oxidation states of metals, I think I placed that in the lab manual also. Okay? So you just have to follow that. Okay, so that is for metal, non-metal. Now, how about the other one? You have metal and polyatomic anions. So you have a lot of polyatomic anions. Okay? So, for example, here, you have Fe plus 3 combined with sulfate. Okay? Or you have nickel plus 3. Okay? Combined with nitrate. Yeah. Okay? It's a metal polyatomic anion combination. Okay? So this is not 0 again. So to balance that, you place 2 here and 3 here. The 3 there is not 3 sulfur. It means 3 sulfates. Okay? So when you write the formula, you have to include the sulfate because 3 means 3 sulfate, not 3 sulfur. Okay? So therefore, the formula for this one would be Fe2SO4 3. See? That means you have 3 sulfates. And in 3 sulfates, there are 3 sulfur and 12 oxygen. That's how you count it per atom. Okay? So, here, again, it is not balanced. So you place 3 here, meaning 3 nitrates. Okay? So when you write the formula, you have to include the nitrate because there are 3 nitrates. Okay? So that's the formula. Now, give the common and the IUPAC name. Okay? Now, since Fe here is plus 3, then the IUPAC name of that is iron 3. Okay? The name of the polyatomic anion is fixed. You are not going to change the ending. Okay? So it will remain as sulfate. So that is iron 3 sulfate. Okay. But the common name is ferric sulfate. Okay. Now, in the case of the second example, nickel is plus 3, so that is nickel 3. Okay. So that change the anion is still nitrate. Okay. Now, for the common name, okay, this is nickel nitrate. Okay. So if you're given the name, like potassium, dichromate, okay, or you have auric, sulfate, okay, sodium, oxalate, potassium, acetate. So how do you convert this to formula? So potassium is family A. So its oxidation state is fixed. Okay. Dichromate is Cr2O7 negative 2. It's not balanced. Okay. So you need 2 potassium ion. So therefore we expect this formula for potassium dichromate. Okay. How about this one? Auric is the common name for the split road. Sulfate is SO4 negative 2. How do you balance this? Okay, you place 2 here and 3. Okay, so the formula will be A into parenthesis 3. Okay, sodium. Sodium is 1A plus 1. Oxalate is C2O4 negative 2. It's not balanced. So you need 2 sodium to make it 0. Right? So we expect the formula N into C2O4 for sodium oxalate. Okay? Potassium is again 1A. Acetate is a polyatomic anion. It's balanced already. Okay? So therefore we expect the formula for potassium acetate. Okay? So there. Now, we also have polyatomic cation, and non-metal. Okay? So there is only one polyatomic cation, and that is ammonium ion. Okay? So, if you have, for example, ammonium plus 1 and PO4 and chloride, so it's balanced. Okay? So we expect the formula NH4Cl. So how do you name this a unique compound? Ammonium chloride. So don't change the name of the polyatomic. Its name is fixed. Okay? So if you have ammonium sulfate, how do you convert that to formula? So ammonium is plus 1, sulfate is negative 2. It's not balanced. So to make this, you need 2 ammonium. So you place 2 here. And 2 there means 2 ammonium. So when you write the formula, you have to enclose the ammonium there. That means 2 ammonium. Okay? And 1 sulfate. That is the formula of ammonium sulfate. Now the last one is combination of polyatomic cation and polyatomic anion. Okay? Like this one. This is polyatomic cation and polyatomic anion. Okay? So all of those are ionic compounds. Any question? Okay? Okay, but before we do that, okay, let's look at acids and bases first. Okay. So how are they named? Okay. So here, okay, acids are usually indicated by this symbol. Okay. Hydrogen that is positively charged is acidic. Okay. Bases are usually having that. Okay. But there are some bases that, okay, obviously you cannot see the OH right away because you need them to be dissolved in water. So last time we had a lecture that we said oxides and metals are what? Basic. Like calcium oxide, is it basic? Yes. Because when you place that in water, it will become calcium hydroxide. Okay? Right? Sodium oxide is basic. So all oxides and metals are basic, while all oxides and non-metals are what? Acidic. Okay? So, a hydrogen that is negatively charged, we call that hydride, is also basic. Okay? So, acids, okay, there are two kinds of acids. We call that binary and oxy. Binary because it is composed only of two atoms. Okay? Oxy because they contain the polyatomic anion. Okay? So how do you name this one? So in binary, of course, the hydrogen is paired with non-metal. So that's a binary acid. Okay? Same thing with hydrogen paired with iodine. Okay? But there is an acid which contains three elements, but its naming is based on the binary, not on the ternary or oxy acids. Okay? So to name these binary acids, okay, you name the hydrogen as hydro, okay, and then you get the root word of the non-metal. No? So for chlorine, the root word is chlor. You add IC plus the word acid, so that completes the name of the binary. So you have hydrochloric acid. This one would be hydroiodic acid. Now here, the non-metal is cyanide. Okay? But its naming is based on binary. Okay? So you're going to name this as hydrocyanic acid. There. Okay? So that's how you name binary acids. How about oxy? Okay, oxy if the hydrogen that is acidic is paired with polyatomic anions, okay, like sulfate and sulfide, okay, or you have nitrate and nitrite. There, okay, or you have H plus and chromate. Okay. So how do you name them? First, you have to balance them, right? Okay. To come up with the correct formula. There. So this is an oxyacid. So to name oxyacid, you don't name the hydrogen as hydro. You focus on the anion. Okay. If the anion ends in ATE, you change it to IC. Okay. Plus the word acid. Okay. So for example, this is sulfate. So that becomes sulfate. Okay? But it is changed to sulfuric acid. There. Okay? So this is IPE. You change it to OUS. So sulfite will become, instead of sulfurous, sulfurous acid. How about this one? This is nitrate. So that becomes nitric acid. Okay? This is ITE. So this will be what? Nitrous acid. Okay? And for this one, this is ATE. So this will be what? Chromic acid. Okay? So for the halogen series, if you have HClO4, HClO3, HClO2, and HClO, how do you name these acids? This is ATE. So that is perchloric acid. This is also ATE. So this is chloric acid. This is ITE. This will be what? Chlorous acid. This is also ITE. So this will be hypochlorous acid. Okay? Let's go to cocaine. So covalent is a combination of what? Non-metal and another non-metal. Okay? So what are the common non-metallic elements? Of phosphorus, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, the halogens, fluorine, bromine, iodine, chlorine. Hydrogen is amphoteric. Okay? Meaning it can behave as a non-metal or a metal. Okay? If it behaves like a non-metal, it will accept electron. And your hydrogen becomes hydride. Okay? If it acts as a metal, it will lose one electron and your hydrogen will become H plus 1. Okay? So, it's a combination of this will result to covalent compound. Like for example, you have COCO2. Okay? NO2. Okay? Or you have P2O5. Okay? SO3. Okay? You have water, NH3. Okay? So, what is the rule for covalent? Well, for covalent, okay, you name the first element, okay, change the ending of the second to ITE. Just like in a unit. But there is an exception, no? For covalent. You have to count the number of atoms, which you don't do in a unit. Okay? The number of atoms is indicated by Greek prefixes. So if there is only one atom, you use the Greek prefix mono. 2 di, 3 tri, 4 tetra, 5 penta. You don't do that for a unit. Only for covalent. Okay? Making sure. So here, this is monocarbon monoxide. Right? Okay? But according to the UPAC rule, in covalent, if the first atom is only one, you don't need to place mono. Okay? So that's why we call this carbon monoxide. This one, carbon dioxide. This one, nitrogen monoxide. Nitrogen dioxide. Now this is 2. So you are going to place the Greek prefix di. So this will be diphosphorus pentaoxide. Now, you notice here the two letters are vowels. Okay? You drop the A. So instead of pentaoxide, you will say pentoxide. Okay? So this is sulfur trioxide. Okay? Now, how about these two? These are also covalent. Are you going to name water dihydrogen monoxide?
No.
It's wrong. Okay? These two have trivial names, meaning they have names before this IUPAC system was made. So their names are not changed. So you just name this as water. This one, instead of saying nitrogen trihydride, that's wrong. You write that as ammonia. Okay, CH4, instead of carbon tetrahydride, no, that's wrong. That is methane. Okay? So these are exceptions to the IUPAC. Okay? So that is nomenclature. So you know now how to answer the 62 numbers there. Okay? For this naming. Okay, but before we do that, let's go to the experiment 4, the Lewis structure. So last time we started presenting how to write the Lewis structures for a unit and covalent, right? Okay? Before we proceed with the unit, supposing your aluminum plus sulfur, how do you write the Lewis structure? This one, go to the board. Right? The Lewis structure of this reaction. And then the formula. And then everybody. Aluminum belongs to what? Family 3A. So therefore we expect this to have 3 electrons, right? Sulfur is 6A. So sulfur needs only 2 to make it 8. But aluminum has to lose 3. So it needs another sulfur to accommodate that 1. But not complete. So it needs another aluminum to complete. And needs another sulfur to accommodate the remaining 2. So it's balanced already. So in the product you have 2 aluminum, positive 3, and you have 3 sulfur with complete octet with a charge of negative, because it is accepting 2 electrons each. So now it's balanced, as you can see. That's the Lewis structure of aluminum. So why? That's how you write the formula now. Okay? Look at that. Okay, now let's go to covalent. Okay, so here, for covalent compounds, okay, once you write the structure, you have to evaluate the hybridization, okay, of the central atom, the molecular geometry, the molecular orbital geometry, the angle, the polarity of the molecule, okay, the number of sigma bonds, the number of pi bonds, the number of sigma electrons, and the number of pi electrons. Okay? So you should know how to evaluate all of them. Okay? So, hybridization of central atom, okay, will be based on the number of sigma bonds. Okay? because the pi bonds are bonds that are not hybridized. Only the sigma bonds are hybridized. Okay? And the number of electrons that are involved in the formation of sigma bonds would also indicate the number of orbitals that are being mixed. Okay? So what are the different orbitals? You have S, you have Px, Py, Pz, you have P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. So if you have a combination of 1s and 1p, that means sp hybridization. That means there are only 2 sigma bonds. And there are only 2 sigma electrons. Okay? So if you have 2p and 1s, then you call that sp2. How many expected sigma bonds? 3. How many expected sigma electrons? 3 for that central atom. Okay? So you have 1s and 3p then, that is sp3 hybridized. How many expected sigma bonds? 4. And how many expected sigma electrons? Also 4. Right? Okay? Now, but then, you have to take note that in the structure, okay, there are lone pairs. Okay? So here, when you predict the number of sp3 electrons, you have to include the number of hybridized electrons. You have to include the lone pairs because they are also hybridized. Okay? So let's look at that later on. Now, how do you differentiate these two? Okay? So if you have D by the way, then it will be sp3d or sp3d2. We say molecular geometry, you look at the orientation of the bonds. Is it V-shaped? Is it trigonal pyramidal, trigonal planar, tetrahedral, trigonal bipyramidal, octahedral, irregular tetrahedral, T-shaped, square planar? For sure you have started reading your EM, right? Okay, because prelim is next week. No? So you know what I'm talking about. How about molecular orbital? Okay? They say molecular orbital, you include the geometry of the lone pairs. Okay? Which is not included in molecular geometry because in molecular geometry you are looking at the bonds. Orientation ng mga bonds, di ba? Like for example here. That is ammonia. When you look at these 3 bonds, how do you describe the geometry? Trigonal, pyramidal, because it looks like a pyramid. But if you include the lone pair, what's the molecular orbital geometry? Tetrahedral. Naintindihan yung difference? Okay? Sinama mo yung position ng lone pair. Now look at this one. This is methane. Okay? We describe this as what? Tetrahedral. What's the molecular geometry? Tetrahedral. What's the molecular orbital geometry? Same thing. Tetrahedral. There's no difference. But here there's a difference. The geometry is what? Trigonal pyramidal. But the molecular orbital geometry is tetrahedral. Okay? So that's why when you predict the hybridization of the central atoms here, how many sigma bonds? You have 4. That means there are 4 electron pairs. So if there are 4 electron pairs, that would also reflect the number of orbitals that are mixing. So since there are 4 electron pairs, that means you have the hybridization of that carbon to be sp3 hybridized. Now, the detail of that, okay, kung bakit nagkaganyan, this is prediction. Okay, the detail of that will happen in your organic chemistry. Ganun pala, bakit nag-mix yung S sa tatlo. Sa organic yan. Dito, i-predict nyo muna para makatama kayo sa exam. Okay? So here, Ilang electron pairs? Di ba? 4. Kasi mayroong isang lone pair. So, ilang electron pairs na 4. So, therefore, you expect the hybridization of N to be what? sp3. Sinama natin. Pag hindi nyo isama, i-predict nyo na sp2 kasi tatlong sigma bonds. Mali yan. Okay? You have to count the total electron pairs. Total electron pairs. Sa table natin, we represent this one as P, meaning bonding electron pair. Ito, we represent this as what? E, lone pair. Diba? Kaya meron tayong mga general formula. I started the table with the general formula, right? Okay? You have AB2, AB3, you have AB4, you have AB3E, you have AB2E, you have AB5, you have AB6. Now dito, marami pa dyan. No? Meron dyan AB4E. Okay? Meron dyan AB3, E2. Diba? 5 din yan. Okay? Dito, meron din dito AB5E. Meron din AB4E2. Diba? Okay? So here, we expect the geometry of this one. We are looking at the bonding electron. Diba? Walang mga lone pair. So ano to? We expect this to be what? Linear, an SP, and 180. This one will be what? Trigonal planar, SP2, and 120. Right? This one will be what? Tetrahedral, 109.5, and SP3. How about this one? This one. Trigonal pyramidal, that's your ammonia. 107 SP3. This one, which is your water, is okay, V shape, 105 SP3. Okay, and how about AB5? Trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, what are the angles? 120 sa gitna. Okay, kasi trigonal planar yung gitna. Yung taas at saka gitna, 90. Yung taas at saka yung sa baba, 180. Okay? Ngayon, pag tinanggal yung isa doon, okay? At gawin lone pair, di ba? Ganyan yung trigonal pyramidal, tatlo sa gitna. Ganyan yan. Trigonal bipyramidal. Okay? Like for example, PCL5. Ganyan yan. Phosphorus. With fluorine. There. That's PCL5. Ngayon, kung isa dyan lone pair, okay? Isa dyan lone pair, okay? Saan most likely yung lone pair mag-occupy? Kung tanggalin natin yung isang atom, palitan natin ng lone pair. Aling lone pair kaya ang papalitan para stable pa rin yung molecule? Yung lone pair, yung atom nasa taas o yung nasa gitna? Sige, kayo. Kasi kaya nagkaganyan yung mga atoms to attain stability, di ba? Okay, DSCPR. So, kung yung chlorine, isa sa chlorine, tanggalin natin, katulad ng ammonia, ginawang lone pair. Aling ang tanggalin natin at maging lone pair, yung nasa gitna or yung nasa taas or baba?
Gitna.
Nasa
Baba.
Gitna.
nasa gitna. Bakit nasa gitna? Kasi 120 yung gitna. So malayo sila, di ba? Take note that pag may lone pair, malaki yung repulsion. Lone pair, lone pair, lone pair, lone pair. Whereas kung yung sa taas ang palitan mo, gawin mong lone pair, 90 yun.
Paano nag-relation sa
Masyadong
ginagawa
dikit.
ko?
Okay? Kaya,
Ano yan, like
yung
up or sa docs?
AB4,
Sa docs ba yan?
Sa looks.
pwedeng ganyan
Gamit na
yan.
gamit yung docs.
Okay? Anong tawag ng geometry niya? Pag mayroong lone pair, siyempre, lone pair, one pair repulsion, di ba? Mas malaki. So, ano mangyari doon sa mga one pair? Iiwas sa lone pair. So, hindi na siya ganyan. Hindi na siya trigonal. Para na siyang payong na nabaliktad sa bagyo. Ang tawag nun, irregular tetrahedral. Kasi lahat ito, lahat ng bonds na yan, kung yan yung central atom mo, andito yung chlorine, nagaganon yung ibang chlorine. Okay? Nagaganon sila, nag-move sila lahat. Kasi nandito yung lone pair, takot sila lahat. Di ba? So parang napaliktad na payong. Ang tawag niyan, irregular tetrahedral. Ano? Paano kung ganito? So, dalawang lone pair na. Yung isang nasa gitna, tanggalin ulit. So, tatlo na lang. Tatlo, dalawang lone pair. Ano kaya yung geometry? Tatlo na lang. Palitan yan. Tatlo na lang. AB3, E2. Composition yung tatlo na magkalayo. So, it will form like a T. So, T-shape siya kasi mag-balance ng dalawa eh. Dito ka sa kabila, ako dito. So, maging T-shape na siya. Pag tanggalin pa yung isa, AB2, ilan na lang? AB2, A3. Tatlong lone pairs. Anong itsura kaya ng AB2, A3? Linear na. Siguro na lone pair yung nasa gitna eh.
Yes.
O linear na yung angle. Nakuha niya? Okay? Okay. Pero yung hybridization lang yan lahat. Ano yung hybridization nitong AB5 series? Katulad ng AB4 series. Anong hybridization nitong tatlo? Di ba lahat SP3? Ito naman lahat yan SP3D. Kasi ang count ng electron pairs nila, 5 palagi. So, meron ding AB6 series. Okay? Okay, lalabas yan sa pagsulat nyo ng Lewis structure. Kung ganyan pa yung general formula na lalabas. Okay? Okay. So, when you write the Lewis structure class, okay, if you are given, kasi nag-start tayo sa atoms and then like sa unique atoms and then you draw. No? Now, supposing you are given, after identifying the covalent compound, how do you write the Lewis structure? Okay? So, ang unang gagawin, bibilangin yung valence electrons. Okay? So, in writing Lewis structure, ang valence electron lang naman ko, count the number of valence electrons. Paano ma-identify yung valence electron? Yung group number ng element. Okay? Pag group 5, 5 valence electrons. Okay? And then, pag nabilang na yan, okay, identify the central atom. Kasi kailangan may central atom, di ba? Usually, ito, alone. Okay? Nag-iisa siya. But you have to take note that hydrogen cannot be a central atom. Surrounding lang talaga siya kasi posible yan, nag-iisa lang yung electron. So it can never be a central atom. Okay? The rest, okay, pag nag-isa, pwede siya. Paano kung dalawang nag-isa? Pag dalawang nag-isa, pwedeng silang dalawa yung central atoms. Okay? Pero kung mamili ka, piliin mo yung isa with higher covalency number. Ano ibig sabihin ng higher covalency number? Higher number of bonds. For example, if you compare carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, ano yung, which one nasa higher number of bonds? Di ba yung carbon, palaging 4. So, ang covalency number ng carbon ay 4. Nitrogen palaging, ang Ang nitrogen palaging tatlo. Di ba? Kasi 5A siya, tatlo lang kailangan niya para maging 8. Kaya ang covalency number niya, 3. Oxygen, anong covalency number ng oxygen? Ilang bonds ang na-form ng oxygen palagi? Di ba? Dalawa lang. Ay, so wonder kasi 6A siya eh. Kaya pag ito nag-isa, either silang tatlo puro central atoms, which will happen, or pag mamili ka, piliin mo yung carbon. Kasi siya yung highest covalency number. Kuha niya. Okay? There. And then, after na-identify niya na, okay, distribute the valence electrons na. Okay, first, sa surrounding atom muna. And then, second, central atom na. So, wag unahin yung central lang. Surrounding muna. Anong susundan yung rule? Octet rule. Okay? Na kailangan yung surrounding 8. Okay? Surrounding atoms. That is only true kung yung mga atoms nanggagaling sa 4, 5, 6, 7. Pero kung yung surrounding atom mo galing sa 3, hindi pwede yan. Kasi hanggang 6 lang yan eh. Di ba? So, hindi pwedeng gawin yung 8 yan. Mali yan. Okay? Now, after na-distribute na, indicate formal charges. Ano ba yung formal? Bakit tawag sa kanya formal charge? Formality lang. Kasi binasi mo yung paglagay ng charge doon sa number of electrons na nasa kanya. Pero hindi talaga yun yung electrons niya. Okay? Nagkataon lang yung pag-distribute mo ng electrons, yun yung nagiging charge niya, positive or negative. Okay? So, minsan sa structure ng compound, yung total charge, katulad kanina, pag nagsulat ka ng formula, total charge 0. Pero kung isa-isain mo na, mayroon palang positive, mayroong negative. Paano mo identify yan? Yan yun. Okay? So, to solve for this one, first, identify yung group number, meaning yung family separating table. Okay? Tapos, minusan mo ng number of valence electrons after cutting the bond. Meaning, 1/2 ng bond. Kasi di ba, isang bond, i-cut mo, di 1/2 lang yung binilang mo. Like for example, here. This is ammonia, this is ammonia. Walang mga charges. Paano mo indicate yung formal charge? Right here. Starts sa surrounding atom. Anong group number ng hydrogen? 1. Minus the number of electrons after cutting the bond. Diba 2 dapat yan? Kinat mo, ilan na lang yung electron nasa hydrogen? 1. Kaya 1 minus 1, 0. So formal charge yan 0. Same thing here, 0, 0. Now you go to the central atom. Anong group number ng nitrogen? Diba group 5 siya. Minus. You cut all the electrons. Ilang bonds dyan? 3. So ilan na lang? 3 na lang. Eh meron siyang lone pair. So ilan lahat? 5. Right? So 5 minus 5, 0. Kaya 0 yung formal charge yan. So walang charge siya. Ay dito. Yung hydrogen, 0 pa rin, di ba? Kasi ikat mo. So 0, 0, 0, 0. You go to the nitrogen. Anong family yung nitrogen? 5. Cut all the bonds. Ilan yung electrons
Surrounding
nasa
atom
kanya?
ate.
Surrounding atom.
Ilang electron nasa nitrogen? Pag pinag mo lahat ng 4 bonds. Apat.
Ba't sinisigaw mo
Grabe
lang
kayo, ang tindi. Apat lang, di ba? Sabi ko, you cut. So 5 minus 4, 1. Kaya may positive dyan. Positive 1. Kaya yan yung formula ng ammonium ion. Nasa nitrogen pala yung positive. Wala sa hydrogen. Naintindihan? Okay. Sige. Ready na ha?
Formal changes. Hindi yun.
Mabasa.
Let's write the formula for So you start with this one.
Formal ano to? Formal charges. Di ba naiintindihan ko? Yan, may sariling grupo dito. Alam mo siya.
Okay. Yan, alam niyo na yung ammonium. Ayan, sama lang. Okay. So what's the first step? What's the first step? Count the number of valence electrons. So nitrogen, carbon belongs to 4A, so it has 4 valence electrons. Hydrogen is 1A, so it has 1. There are 4 hydrogen, so you have a total of 8, which is between 5. What is your central atom? So obviously it is carbon. Okay? There. Now, connect all the surrounding
Kukulik mo.
atoms. How many surrounding atoms? 4.
Kulik pala yun.
So connect that using the Lewis. There.
Using
So this is hydrogen, hydrogen,
Using.
hydrogen, hydrogen. Okay? So, how many electrons? 8. You have distributed already 8. So that's it. Okay? You have written the Lewis structure. Now, indicate the formal charges. This is 0, 0, 0, 0. Your carbon belongs to what family? 4A. How many electrons after cutting the bond? 4. So this is also 0. Okay? Now your CH4 follows AB4. Okay? And you know that AB4 has a tetrahedral structure. There. Okay? So therefore, from here, you can write now the correct molecular geometry of methane. That it is tetrahedral. What is the expected angle? 109.5 tetrahedral. What is the hybridization? There are 4 electron pairs. So this is sp3. Okay? Now, what is the polarity of the molecule? Now, since CH, we discuss polarity of bonds. We know that CH is non-polar bond. These are all CH. So, we expect methane to be what? Non-polar. Okay? What is the molecular geometry? Tetrahedral. What is the molecular orbital geometry? Also tetrahedral. Okay? These single bonds can represent sigma bonds. So in methane, there are 4 sigma bonds. And each bond contains 2 electrons. So therefore, there are 8 sigma electrons. 4 sigma bonds, 8 sigma electrons, because there are 4 sigma bonds. There is no pi bond. Okay, pi bond is usually indicated with the presence of a double or triple bond. If there is a double bond, one of that is sigma, the other is pi. If there is a triple bond, one of that is sigma, the other two are pi bonds. Okay? So there is none here. So that completes all this information. Okay? So now let's go to C2H6. So in C2H6, count the number. There are 2 carbons, so this is 4 times 2. This is 1 times 4, so a total of 12. We distribute. Hydrogen cannot be a central atom, so it should be carbon. And there are 2 carbon there, so we expect 2 central atoms here connected together. So you have 2 carbon. And distribute the hydrogen equally. 3 for this one, and 3 for this. So that completes the octet of the carbon. This one follows AB4. This one also follows AB4. This is sp3. This is sp3. 109.5. Yes. Kasi carbon belongs to 4A. Because there are 4, ilan ba yan? 6 pala yan. This is 14. Okay? So, you notice your carbon has that maximum of bonds, diba? 4 lang siya talaga. So if you count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, that completes the distribution. So this one, when you predict the formula, predict it per central. Hindi lahat, no? Per central, 84. This one also, 84. So this is sp3, tetrahedral, tetrahedral. So how do you write that? Okay, when you draw the model, okay, this is your tetrahedral structure. That is another tetrahedral structure. See? That is your ethane. Okay. Now, if you go to C3, how many central atoms there? There are 3 central atoms. What's the total number of electrons? You have 4 times 3, 12, plus 8, 20. 20 electrons for C3H8. So there are 3 central atoms connected together. Okay? So distribute the hydrogen to attain the octet of the carbon. So this one needs 3, this one needs 2, and this one 3. Okay? So this is hydrogen, 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 hydrogen. What the total number of electrons? 20. So this central atom follows AB4. This is also AB4. This is also AB4. So all of them are tetrahedral. Okay? And sp3 and 109.5 degrees. Right? Okay? So sometimes, okay, these are organic substances. Okay? They can occupy a large space. So there are ways of condensing the presentation of the formula. You call this expanded. You can also condense this into CH3, this one to CH2, and this one to CH3. It's another way of writing there. Okay? Now, how do you present this? Because it is tetrahedral. You cannot just write one straight line. Because there are 3 central atoms. So you usually present that as a zigzag there to emphasize the 3 bonds. This is tetrahedral. There. It's tetrahedral. This is also tetrahedral. There. And this is also tetrahedral. See? There. That's how you write. Okay? The correct geometry of propane. Naintindihan? Minsan sa organic, wala na talaga yung symbol ng carbon and hydrogen. Mga lines lang. So, ganyan. Yan, propane, butane. Okay? Pag-apat, butane. Pag-lima, pentane. Ganun siya. Okay? Now, let's go to C2H. Ilang electrons sa C2H2? You have 4 times 2 here. You have C2H4 muna tayo. This is what? So you have a total of 12 electrons. How many central atoms? Dalawa. Distribute the hydrogen equally. So 2 here and 2 here. There. How many electrons distributed? Already 6 because there are 5 bonds. 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You still have 2. This carbon is not yet octet. So you place the 2 here to make it octet. But you cannot place 2 here because you already have 12. But you have to make the carbon octet because it belongs to 4A. So the remedy for that one is to transfer this neighboring electron without adding and make another bond. So there is now a double bond. So if you're going to count this one, it has now 2, 4, 6, 8. You count this one also 2, 4, 6, 8 without adding electrons. See? Okay? So, what is the general formula here? How many sigma bonds are here? If there is a double bond, one is sigma, the other one is called what? Pi bond. So this one has only 3. So therefore, that central atom is AB3. This one is also what? There are also 3 sigma bonds. This one, and this one. So this is also AB3. And if it is AB3, what is the hybridization of the carbon? It is sp2, sp2. What is the molecular geometry of sp2? Trigonal planar. And what is the angle? 120. Meaning the molecule is flat. Okay, nakahiga sa table. That is what you mean by flat. Okay? So, how many sigma bonds are here in this molecule total? How many sigma bonds are there in this molecule? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why it's so difficult to count the number of sigma bonds, class? When I emphasize that if there is a double bond, only one of that is sigma, the other is pi bond. So you have 5 sigma bonds. How many sigma electrons? Of course, you multiply that by 2. So there are 10 sigma electrons because there are 5 sigma bonds. How many pi bonds? 1. And how many pi electrons? 2. Because there is only 1 pi bond. Okay? Is the molecule polar or non-polar? It is non-polar because all the bonds are CH bonds. So that completes the description of this one. Okay? So now let's go to C2H2. So here you have 4 times 2. This is 1 times 2. Total of 10 electrons. How many central atoms are there? 2. So you have to distribute the hydrogen equally. So how many electrons have been distributed? 6 already. So you still have 4 remaining to distribute. Your carbon is not octet. It needs how many electrons to become 8? This carbon needs how many electrons to become 8? 4. So you place the remaining 4 there. Right? But you cannot add here, this is not octet yet. It needs also 4. So what's the remedy? Okay, transfer 1 electron and make an additional bond. This is still 8, but this one is still 6. So you transfer another 1. So you have now a triple bond. So as you can see, this is already 2, 4, 6, 8. This is also what? 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay? Without adding. This is acetylene gas. Okay? So, how many sigma bonds are there per central atom? What's the total number of sigma bonds here? 3. How many sigma electrons? 6. How many pi bonds? How many pi electrons? 4. So what is the general formula for this central atom? AB2, because there are only 2 sigma bonds there. This is also what? AB2. And what is the geometry of AB2? Linear. So we expect that to be 180 degrees. Okay? And what is the hybridization? If it is AB2, it is Sp hybridized. Okay? Is the molecule polar or non-polar? Yes, it is non-polar. Okay? Now let's go to CO2. Carbon is 4, oxygen is 6 times 2. So a total of 16 electrons to distribute. What is your central atom? Carbon only. Okay? So, if it is carbon, then the rest will be surrounding. You have carbon, oxygen, oxygen. Now, you have to distribute the atoms then according to the BSEPR, no? Pinakamalayo silang dalawa. So, what's next? How many electrons they distribute? 16. Your surrounding atoms can attain the octet because it belongs to 6, 8. So you have to make the surrounding octet. That's the first step before you make the central octet, right? So this one needs how many electrons? 6 to make it 8. This one also 6. Ilang electrons na na-distribute lahat? 16 na, di ba? And that is already 16. But your carbon is not yet octet. So what's the remedy? Transfer electron from the neighboring and make a double bond there. Okay? Your carbon is still not octet. So what's next? Transfer the other side. Yan. Octet na ba lahat? Octet na? Right? Okay. You have 8 electrons here. This is also 8 electrons. This is also 8 electrons. In that structure, how many sigma bonds? There are 2 sigma bonds, so there are 4 sigma electrons. How many lone pairs, all in all? How many lone pairs? There are 4 lone pairs. Okay, you listen carefully. No? It's a pair. Okay, so there are 4 lone pairs. Okay, so how many sigma electrons? How many sigma electrons? 4, because there are 2 sigma bonds. How many pi electrons? 4, because there are 2 pi bonds. Okay? So, what's the general formula of the central atom? The central atom follows what general formula? AB2, because there are 2 sigma bonds around that central atom. So if it is AB2, it is what? Sp hybridized, it is what? Linear 180 degrees. Right? So that's why carbon dioxide is linear. Now, is the bond polar? Is CO bond polar? Yes, because oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. That's what we discussed about polarity of bonds. Okay? Now, is the molecule polar? After knowing that the bond is polar, is the molecule polar? How do you assess whether the polarity of the bond will also lead to the polarity of the molecule? You check the vector or dipole moment, right? Okay. What is a vector in your physics class? It has magnitude and direction. Like velocity is a vector. So how do you account for the direction and magnitude? What's the rule in vectors class? In your math, what's the rule in vectors? If the two vectors are in the same direction, the resultant vector is additive. If one is going to the east and one is going to the west, what is the resultant vector? 0. If the car is traveling to the east and then turn north, what is the resultant vector? You have to apply Pythagorean theorem to solve that R there. Ano natutunan nyo sa math sa physics? Wala lang, lumipad lang, inutot lang lahat. Bakit napunta kayo sa college? Ha? Okay, so paano kung hindi right angle? Paano isolve yung resultant vector kung hindi right? You cannot use Pythagorean because Pythagorean is only for right triangle. You have to use the law of sine and cosine. A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. So wala talaga kahit isa. Ngayon magtataka yung research ng DepEd. Okay. So here, going back to that one. Okay. In chemistry, we use that. Diba in physics, we use that symbol for vector. Sa chemistry, to emphasize, okay, kung saan yung negative end. Kasi pag sinabing polar, ibig sabihin yung isang end, negative yung isang end, positive, kaya tawag sa kanya polar, like north and south pole. Okay? So yung more electronegative, yun yung head ng arrow, siya yung negative. Yung less electronegative, siya yung positive. Kasi di ba yung mga electronegative, ano ba? Di ba, tapos na tayo ng periodic trends. Ano yung sabihin ng electronegativity? Ability of the atom to pull electrons, di ba? Closer to its nucleus, kaya magiging negative siya. So, alin dito yung magiging negative? Oxygen or carbon? Which one is more electronegative? Oxygen or carbon? Ito mo. Katatapos lang natin ng periodic trends. Anong sabi natin sa periodic trends? Electronegativity, what? Increases from left to right, increases from top to bottom. Ilang linggo lang yun. Yung concept na yan, ilang linggo lang. Dumaan, 2 linggo lang. Ganun ka-volatile yung utak ninyo. Nawala ka agad. Mayroon pa namang, mayroon di ba yung skull, makapal yun. Bakit nag-evaporate yung concept? Makapal, dinesign ng God yung head na makapal para hindi mag-evaporate yung knowledge. Pero nag-evaporate pa rin in 2 weeks. Oy, here. Awa na lang natin ito, baka matola sa kasi. Okay, so this is partial negative, partial positive. Yan yung direction ng vector, di ba? Ngayon polar dito, pero yung direction ng vector, opposite. Ano mangyari pag resultant vector maging 0? The molecule is not polar. That's why carbon dioxide is not polar. Kaya kung nilagay mo sa tubig, which is polar, anong kailangan? Kailangan takpan. Lagyan ng pressure. Kasi kung hindi, pag binuksan mo, aalis siya kasi hindi siya soluble eh. You get that? Okay? So there. So, polarity of the bond does not always lead to the polarity of the molecule. Kailangan alamin yung direction ng mga dipole moments. Kung walang net dipole moment, hindi siya polar. Bakit yung water polar plus? At bakit yung ammonia polar? nasaan ang direction ng mga vector nito? Papunta sa more electronegative ganyan. So if you notice yung mga dipole moments niya, same direction, so you don't expect that to be cancelled out. So that's why water is polar. The same thing with ammonia. Nitrogen is more electronegative than hydrogen. So lahat, same direction din. That's why ammonia is also polar. Okay? Now, let's look at carbon tetrachloride. Okay? Let's write the structure here. Carbon is 4, fluorine is 7 times 4. A total of 32 electrons to distribute. What is your central atom class? Obviously, carbon, di ba? So, carbon connect all the fluorine. Can fluorine attain the rule of 8? Yes, because it belongs to 7, 8. So, you have to distribute the electrons to the surrounding first, not to the central. There. So, ilan na yung na-distribute lahat? That is 6 times 4, 24, plus 8, 32. So, na-distribute na lahat. Okay? So, therefore, you can now predict the hybridization, the geometry. This molecule follows the general formula AB4, right? Because there are 4 single bonds. So therefore, we expect this one to be what? Tetrahedral. Your carbon is sp3 hybridized. How many sigma bonds? There are 4 sigma bonds. Okay? So therefore, we expect 8 sigma electrons. Okay? How many lone pairs? You have 3 per fluorine. So times 4, there are 12 lone pairs. Okay? What is the geometry? Tetrahedral. What is the angle? 109.5. Is the molecule polar or non-polar? Non-polar. See? It has a polar bond. Fluorine is more electronegative than carbon. But all the dipole moments are cancelled out. So here is another case, just like carbon dioxide. The bond is polar, but the whole molecule is non-polar. Why? Because the net vector is 0. Okay? So, let's go to CO3. So, unlike the other examples, carbonate has a charge. Okay? So, how do you count the number of valence electrons here? So, again, for carbon is 4, oxygen is 6 times 3. Now, if it is negative 2, that means 2 electrons are added. So, after adding this one, you add 2 electrons more. So, you have 24 electrons to distribute. Okay? What is your central atom? Carbon. Okay? So, you distribute the oxygen na malayo sila sa isa't isa. Ganyan. Okay? So, how do you distribute the remaining electrons? Sa surrounding muna. Huwag sa central ba? First surrounding, second central. So, 6. 6. 6. Ilang electrons na na-distribute? Lahat? 24 na, di ba? Kasama yung tatlong sigma bonds. 24 na yan. Pero yung carbon mo, hindi octet. So what's the remedy? Okay. You have 3 possibilities. Kasi pwedeng ito yung i-transfer mo, pwedeng ito. So tatlong structures. Okay? So pag i-transfer mo yan, 8 na lahat. Okay? So pwede mo rin ibalik yan. Okay? Ibalik mo, di ba? Ito naman yung ilipat mo. Yan. Ito yung last. Pwede mo rin itong ibalik. Okay? Ito yung pangatlo. So, balik ulit sa single. 3 lone pairs. Ito naman yung magiging double bond with 2 lone pairs. Okay? So if you notice here, ito yung ginawa natin to simplify the movement of the electrons. We usually use arrows. Pagdating sa organic, kailangan hindi na kayo magbibilang. Arrow ang titingnan niyo. Okay? Because that is the direction of the movement of the electron. So, when I trace the arrow here from this electron, that means I'm moving it there. And I move this electron back. Kasi kung hindi mo ibalik, susubra sa A. Nakuha nyo? So, when I do that, this is the one that is formed. Right? So, pag ito naman yung double bond, mag-move ako dito, and this one will move there to form this. You follow? Okay? Kanina, iniisa-isa natin. Ngayon, susundan ko na lang yung arrow. Nag-move ka ng isang electron dito, di ba? Kasi yan yung mag-bond doon sa isang naiwan. So, when you move this electron, itong electron also has to move. Okay? So, dito naman, pag i-move ko yan, pag i-move ko yung electron dito, this one has to move. You see? So, if you notice, these three structures are equivalent. And they differ only in the position of, anong tawag nito mga electrons na ginalaw ko? Sigma or pi? Pi electrons sila. So, the structures differ only in the position of pi electrons, not the atoms. So, what do you call this ion that can be represented by more than one structure? Unlike yung iba, hindi, wala sila. Di ba? Pero ito can be represented by these structures. What do you call them? Resonance structures. Okay? Structures that differ only in the position of what? Pi electrons. Okay? Now, the molecule is not neutral. So you have to compute for the formal charge para mailabas yung charge niya na negative 2. So, what is the formal charge of this one? Your oxygen is 6A. How many valence electrons after cutting the bond? Ilang electrons ng oxygen pag pinat mo yung bond na nag-isa? Ilang electrons yung nasa kanya na? Ha? Grabing bilangan to. Parang election. Pag pinat mo yan, ilang electrons nasa kanya? Di ba 7? Ha? So this will be what? 6 minus 7 equals negative 1. So negative 1 yung formal charge niyan. Okay? Ganon din dito. Negative 1 to, di ba? Kasi hindi pa naman ginalaw yan. Ito, anong formal charge nito? May double bond na siya. Anong formal charge niya? Ha? Pag kinat mo yung dalawang bonds, ano yung total electrons niya? 6. Di ba? 6 minus 6? 0. So, 0 yung formal charge niyan. How about the central atom? Anong formal charge ng central atom? Anong family ng carbon? Di ba? 4. Oh, putulin lahat yung mga bonds na kaikot sa kanya. So, 4 na lang. 4 minus 4, 0. Anong total charge ng ion? Diba negative 2? Kaya negative 2 yan. Okay? So, the same thing here. Saan ang mga formal charges nito? This is what? Negative what? This is negative what? This is 0. That is 0. This is negative 1. Negative 1. 0, 0. So, naintindihan nyo na yung formal charges. Okay. So, sulat nyo yung remaining. Dali. Found the number of valence electrons. So, hindi pa nakumpleto yung description natin ito. Anong hybridization ng central atom dito? What is the general formula? What's the general formula, class? Ilang sigma bonds nandyan? Tatlo lang. Kasi di ba pag may double bond, isa doon 5 bond. So ilang sigma? So this one follows AB3. So 1, 2, 3. So therefore this is sp2 trigonal planar 120 degrees. Okay? Is the molecule polar? Tignan na natin yan. Is the molecule polar or non-polar? Right here. Since there are three structures, okay, when you mix these three, that's the true structure of carbonate. Anong tawag niyan? Pag hinalo natin? Hybridized structure. Okay? So if you notice, paano nyo i-drawing yung hybridized structure niyan? Yan yung central. Lahat sila may sigma bond originally. Diba? Yan yan. Lahat. Tatlo. Pero if you notice dito, yung double bond, nagiging single bond dito. Double bond is shorter than single bond. Okay? Pero yung bond order niya, what is bond order class? Discuss na tayo ng bond order, bond polarity, bond length. What is bond order? The number of bonds that hold the two atoms together, di ba? Pag triple bond, anong bond order? 3. Double bond, 2. Single bond, 1. Anong bond order dito? 2. Anong bond order dito? 1. Pag i-average nyo yan, ang kalabasan, 1.5 or 1 and 1/2. Okay? So how do you write a half bond? Ganyan. Ganon din ang mangyari doon sa dito, double bond to, di ba? Pero dito naging single bond. So 1 and 1/2 din yan. Ganon din ito, single bond, double bond, 1 and 1/2. You see? Pareho sila ng bond order lahat. Now how about the charges? Kung yan negative 1 at nagiging 0, ito naman 0, nagiging negative 1. Ibig sabihin yung negative 1 yan, hindi yan buong negative 1, partial lang yan. Kasi magiging 0 siya, di ba? So hindi siya completely negative 1. So, we indicate that by that symbol, meaning partial negative. Diba yan yung pagsulat natin ng polarity, partial negative, partial positive. Yan. So partial negative dito, partial negative yan, partial positive yan. So ang kalabasan, yung carbonate, non-polar. Kasi ang net dipole niya ay 0. Pareho silang atoms kasi. Unless yung surrounding atoms magkaiba, hindi yan 0. Kasi magkaiba yung electronegativity. In this case, pareho sila. O, naintindihan nyo? That's why carbonate is not soluble in water. Like calcium carbonate. Okay? So, naintindihan nyo na? Okay? Tingnan natin. You write the Lewis structure of this one. Okay? 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, and 4A, and 4B. Okay, practice.
Ay, hindi ito sasagutan. O, paano?
Kasi brilliant nyo yan. Brilliant. Practical.
So, tapos na ito isa. Ano to? Wala natin. Ah, ito ba? Hindi yata. Kasi HCA XL3. Pero meron sa lab manual, di ba? Yun, nasa una. Doon. 30. Ay po, 30, 33. Ayan. Yan ang si HL3. Pero dito na. Paano ba ito? Tingin yan. Nung nawala na sa sir, di ko na alam.
Ayun lang yung sasagutan natin.
Oo.
Ito yung mga walaan natin.
Wala pa nga, wala kang sinundan.
Anong gagawin natin dyan?
Ito, may bandang yan na pala dito eh. Pero tatlo. Ano pa?
Isa lang ba? Isa lang.
Sige.
Kapatid to.
Namamatay siya eh. Walang tanto.
Ayun eh. Hindi mo ipaayos. Ano yan? Saan ka pumunta nakaraan? Nakita ko yung mga post mo sa IG.
Ah, repose lang.
May ganun.
Sige.
Lahat talaga.
Yun pala eh. Mapakahirap pa tayo.
Tapte.
H, tapos C, tapos C. C. Ay, H mo. H, tapos line mo yun. Ayun. Yung C,
Ganon?
pero ganyan yata yun. Ay, ano? Sa taas. Sa taas. Sa H, tapos pyramidal. Hindi, pag ganun.
Hindi,
Pag ganun. Ha?
16.
Kaya nga. CL. Diba? Sa taas yung H. Tapos connect yung hindi, pag ganun.
Parang mali.
Tapos sa baba. Lulok. Ayan. Snap.
Ganyan lang.
Meron pa. Ganun ba kayo? DB ano to? Ano ba?
Parang 3.
Green 4.
Hindi yung kupul.
Parang
Tipis yan.
Bilis ng pangyayari. Boy, harap ka na ng
Or counted. Yung counted yan.
even sa ano? Yung picture mo picture. Alam ko even talaga yun. Try ko.
Kasi may identify na naman yung kulay yung kulay. Parang sa Sunday.
Kasi anim nga yung ano.
Dito parang naliligaw.
Ha? Try ko ba eh?
Parang naliligaw.
Ito.
Ano yun? Nandun sa...
lang.
D, A, B,
Eh, tige isa lang din na H yan.
4.
Ano ba yung hanap mo sa iyo? Hybridation.
Marami lang kasi puro pag
Ah, okay.
SP3.
SP. Oh, yan na. AB4. AB4, SP3. SP3. Tapos, ano pa?
Bubong ka lang.
Manoon. Manoon 1.5. Ayun. 1.5. Ayun. Tapos na. Yes. Oh, isa lang natin eh. 3A na yun. Gaganda din pa.
Hindi ka lang ba?
Meron pa yun? Yung charge. Charge.
may pala yun.
Oo, yung dito mo. Mag-amagahan. Ginawa na.
Pero parang yun yun. Yan nga yung ano.
Tostado na.
Pero maka.
Hindi. Kaya mahaba yung kanya. Dami na lesson. Iba-ibang lesson. Iba-ibang
James ka na, James.
Leonard.
Ngayon naman. Okay mo na lang.
Ano dami?
Second ba?
May doon kayo dapat diba?
Tama nga, 7 na yun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 1. Hindi naiintindihan ko yun.
Diba yung S mo?
Ano pa ba hinahanap? Ano ba hinahanap? Naano pa ba kung hindi na
Nakita na. Kaso,
6 times 4, 24.
kung yung binigay yung ganito.
tama. Iba eh. May age eh. Paano may mabalance yan? Yung dalawang element lang. Alam ko ako parang diba?
Redistribute mo.
Hindi mo nagkakaroon.
Diba? Redistribute mo yung sila.
O sa single.
Sa CV.
Kailangan yung nitrogen meron din.
Kasi redistribute mo.
Hindi. Kaso one lang yun eh. Kaya wala siyang
Sakay ko nga.
Kasi naggalit yun. Paano nyo may pasok?
Hello.
Kenya. Rapid. Rapid.
Sila, turuan ko kami.
Naiinis na ako. May wifi pa dito.
Meron ka na. Sakto lang.
Sakto na ba yan? Kayo?
Satisfied naman. Satisfied. Sakto. Anong sabihin?
Ano? Gawin lang wifi dito sa natin. Ano wifi sa natin? Hindi ako.
Hindi siya yung sigma-sigma. Pi? Pan? Lang pi pa.
Lagay mo na ng mukha ni Lumero.
Kailangan niyang gawin. Or,
Hindi ko alam.
pero hindi na mag-update.